out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
No, this game is not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the Jones Media and Entertainment, and we're powered by BS3 TV on Roku. And excuse me, allergies have been killing me today. I've taken everything that I can possibly take, but for some reason today is that day, so I'm gonna do the best I can. Hopefully, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, will come in and help save the day. But anyway. BS3 TV has got us on Roku. All you got to do is download the BS3 TV app on your Roku streaming device or Roku TV. You'll have the lunch break and a lot of great shows. In fact, at the end of the show, I'll give you their full lineup so you can see what they got going on. But yeah, man, I'm really excited about the partnership connection with BS3 TV. All right, like I said, Throwback Thursday, and a lot going on in the world of sports. We're going to talk about NBA play-in action last night. Couple of surprises. Keith Hennig, oh my gosh. Man, I thought the Spurs were going to come back and pull it out. They got it down to 6, and then that young New Orleans Pelicans team pulled off. And what in the world happened to Charlotte and Atlanta? Man, Atlanta they hawked them last night, man. They swooped down and snatched their souls last night on the court. We're going to talk about all of that with Kris Gardner when he jumps on. And then, of course, the Friday night games, it was the Clippers losing to Minnesota, and it was Cleveland losing to Brooklyn. So now both the Clippers and Cleveland will be in action tomorrow night, trying to see if they can both claim that number 8 spot in the East and West, respectively. But it's going to be interesting. Kris Gardner is not on just yet. But one thing I want to talk about before he gets on, excuse me, on Throwback Thursday is Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield did a podcast, and he said he felt like he was being disrespected. Let me pull this clip up real quick. Y'all tell me what y'all think right here on the lunch break.
Of what I tried to give to that place.
Right.
And true Clevelanders and true Browns fans know that. And that's why I can walk away from the whole situation feeling like I did it.
And now do you feel like the way the office has handled it has been disrespectful to you, given where you came in and where they are now? And
I mean, yeah, the respect thing is like it's all going to be like a personal opinion.
Yeah,
like,
and
I feel disrespected 100%. because I was told one thing and they completely did another. That's what I'm in the middle of right now. And you know what? Okay, I got my taste of it because I've had 4 different head coaches in 4 years, a bunch of different coordinators. I've had, talk about the highs. They always come back. They always come back. But like, I mean, I had great times my rookie year. Like I didn't start in the beginning. I came in and got to have fun the back half of the year. 2019 sucked. 2020 was great. Made the playoffs. 2021 was miserable. It's like, I'm just looking for stabilization right now, and like I know what I need to do for me to be the best version of me, and to be able to lead an organization. And like, I'm in a good place right now.
Right.
Yeah, let me go and pull him down. Kris Gardner has joined in. I got to get him on in a second, but let me just say, poor Baker. Poor little Bake Mayfield. Po-po tink tink. Little tink tink. Aw. You want stabilization. You done had some coaching changes and offensive coordinator changes. You didn't say none of that when you was playing in the playoffs. You didn't say none of that when you was grabbing your cojones. You didn't say none of that when you were talking about that man's contract, Duke Johnson. You didn't say none of that when you was doing all that craziness and talking all that mad cash when you thought you were the man in Cleveland. But now you ain't, and now it's poor Baker. I've been disrespected. I done had so many coaches and offensive coordinators, and they told me one thing and did another thing. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me get Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review in here, man. I left my sympathy card at home. I look for it.
Real quick, brother. I mean, I like the side-by-side bigger version, but do you want to cover up the BS3 logo? Because it's not seen this way.
That's okay. We'll be all right.
All right. I mean, hey,
I got drops I do for them and everything. We good. We good.
I don't want to make anybody mad, man. Get you in trouble. That's because of me. So
no, ain't no problem. And look, I got other things I can do. Hold on. You keep talking, man.
Because it's all good, man. You know, I'm still working on producing it. I just finished speaking with Rice Isles women's head coach Lindsay Edmonds about 30 minutes ago. So that'll be on my YouTube channel after we're done. Talk to the family here on the lunch break.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it's all good. And Coach Edmonds, for the loyal listeners like Keith, to the lunch break, she was my first guest when you allowed me to guest host last year for you during the summertime. You were celebrating your birthday.
Yep.
So maintaining contact with her. But I asked her about this. I'm gonna bring it up with you while we're here because it's just me and you talking, you know.
Yes, sir. Just us.
Kinfolk talking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I asked her because, you know, Rice will be moving to the the American Athletic Conference, hopefully next summer. I asked her if she had thought about, if she has a coach's show.
Okay.
And if she thought about having it on ESPN Plus, because it's part of what the AAC Southern Muses on their ESPN Plus channel. They have hardly any content, original content outside of the sports, you know, the sports events, which I've harped on for a while since they've had it. And she said she made an appearance on Coach Scott Perry's show, the men's basketball coach. And she's like, you know, I need to do this. This is something that I need to do for, and I'm like, there we go. Which goes to show also.
Yeah.
Rice, progressive, all that kind of stuff, doesn't even have a coach's show for their women's head coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Rice women's basketball has had more success than men's basketball for a long time.
True that.
Long time. WNIT championship, WBI championship, NCAA tournament berths, all those things. But they haven't thought about having a coach's show for the women's basketball program. Okay.
Won't somebody help me, please? And I guess I always feel like there's somebody in the athletic department that says, welcome, coach. We're glad to have you. Oh, yeah, by the way, you got a coach's show that you got to do every week at this time. Here's how you get on the show. Apparently not.
Apparently not. It's just for men's basketball and football and, you know, maybe the other sports. I don't know about the Olympic sports. I hope it's for everybody, because if it's not on location at a restaurant or whatever, man, you can still do it from the coach's office, whatever. Right. Get on the phone, set it up. Technology's there, brother, to make that stuff happen. And let me throw a pebble. at my alma mater, a Pebble. It might get bigger as we talk during this show. I spoke with UT Arlington head coach Shrika Wright yesterday. I'm making the rounds. Okay, people, this is what I do during the offseason when folks say, well, Kris, you ain't got no basketball, what you going to do? I've been doing it 30 years, man. I got a lot to do.
Plenty to do.
I got other guests lined up for NBA draft and things like that.
Yeah.
Please. Okay. Yeah. But I noticed on the UT Arlington website, brother, UT Arlington. That's the Sun Belt Conference.
Right.
They have a Media Central tab. And on that tab is links to post-game media sessions for every game for the women's basketball team. UT Arlington.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Me, Andy Yanez, James Mueller, did not speak to Coach Huey. Nary time. You know what I'm saying? Nary time.
Oh, man. Why you got to call out Coach Huey? Why you got to
I'm not calling out Coach Huey. I'm calling out UH Athletics.
Okay, there you go. You didn't say that. You said Huey.
But we did not get a chance to speak with Coach Huey one time
right
post game during the season.
Yeah.
I think almost everybody has Zoom now.
Right.
Bruh.
Yeah.
UT Arlington has a whole page
of
links to their post game for every game this season, past season.
Right. Now you know what that is, right?
What is it?
They done found some young superstar intern, media, graphic design person and said, you do this. And they're like, no problem.
Yeah.
And they're knocking it out.
Because, and I didn't go through all the links, but I saw links for every game. He or she could have used his phone or her phone.
Right, for whatever, however they did it.
Yeah, and set it up. And it didn't, I mean, the one I clicked on was like 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
That's all you need for a post-game wrap-up.
Yeah.
Because you know what you do?
Yeah.
You put on the website.
Yeah.
You know what the coach can do.
Yeah.
To future recruits, to the parents.
Yeah.
Hear my thoughts about this game. You get an idea of what I thought about this game after a win, after a loss. Thank you, Coach. Promote your program.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You promote your program. I've been dying to get, you know.
I agree, Kris. It's just a matter of they got to tap into resources inside the school, and that can be done overnight. That's not even a problem. In fact, the Texans have these people that walk around in red shirts and blue shirts, and they all look like they're 20 or 17 or 18. And their job is to get that content, get it up on HoustonTexans.com for anybody, wherever they are, whether they were at the game or not, to hear and have access to that content. It's not hard for U of H to do that. It really is not.
It's not, and I'm picking on my alma mater because that's what I know about.
Yeah.
But if it's not done at HBU, shame on them.
Yeah, true that.
If it's not done at Prairie View, shame on them.
TSU,
Rice, TSU, all of them.
You name
because, and I know money, staffing is part of it. I don't have a big budget, but let me say it again. I don't have a big budget. I like to have a larger budget. Sponsor advertisers, hit me up.
Yeah.
But I've had people tell me, you do this all yourself? Yeah. Because A, I have to, but also B, because the technology is out there for me to put out more content. I just did before hopping on with you, a 60-second YouTube short on my channel. We can talk about this right now too. Because I saw it this morning, it blew my mind. I saw a mock draft that has, with the Rockets picking first, guess who they got them picking?
Tell me.
Jaden Ivey from Purdue. Okay? In just 10 minutes of posting it, it almost had 100 views. Almost, just in 10 minutes. Phone, brother. Phone. Okay. So if you want to do this, we got to go where the audience is, man.
Yeah.
Where the people are.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. That's what I'm doing. And I'm giving you your flowers once again, because you had me on here, invited me to be a part of the family. I got the inspiration to live stream shows and branch out. And I'm doing 3 shows a week now. because of you, because of your inspiration. And you and I have big plans with JM&E going forward.
Right.
Come on, folks. Schools.
Yep.
You can do this. If you have a communications department,
Right.
you can do this. And you will not know.
Yep.
The youngsters, the kids you said, 20, 19, 18s, they can do this on TikTok. They do it all the time in their private life.
That's true.
TikTok or Twitch or Instagram or whatever. But they can't do this for a post-game show.
Yeah. Yeah.
A 5-minute or less. Coach, what are your thoughts on the game today? Coach, what about today's match? Volleyball, tennis. Coach, what about? Come on, people.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's out there, man. And it's part of knowing that it's needed and willing to tap into the resources to get it done. And again, resources don't always mean money. Yes. Because there are a lot of people who need that kind of stuff for their, so they can graduate, so they can put that on their resume, so that they can develop reels. And I'm just telling you, man, I got one of the baddest interns in the world from TSU, Kev, the producer, man. And I look, I almost am worried about him graduating because I know I ain't gonna never see him again. Real quick, man, I got a shout out to Ken Sutter III, BS3, Mr. BS3. I got a shout out to the King Doc on Queen 3 and King podcast. He said, "What up?" Got to give him love. And then I got to give some shout out to Big Mike Riggins, man. We got some stuff in the works as well. Man, I'm just telling you, brother. I am just telling you, it's happening and it's happening big. All right, so listen, let me surprise you with something real quick. Let me do this quick station identification real quick, and then I want to come back with a clip that I want to hear your thoughts on as well. Here we go, real quick.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
And they are definitely doing that, and I appreciate them letting me be a part of the family. All right, Kris, check this out right here. This was a surprise at one of our local HBCUs on yesterday.
Tiger Nation. I am Licia Crumpton Young, and I am proud to serve as the 13th president of the Texas Southern University.
Kevin Granger, move.
This is a wonderful afternoon for us, because for many of you, you know that at Texas Southern University, we are committed to transforming lives. We are committed to transforming the lives of our students, and we're committed to transforming the lives of individuals in our community. And so today is an outstanding opportunity for us, because we get an opportunity to celebrate one of the outstanding coaches in the NFL, Coach Lovie Smith. We get an opportunity to celebrate his success, and we also get an opportunity to celebrate the beginning of a partnership with the Texans.
Chris Gardner, Mr. Houston Roundball Review. The president of Texas Southern took advantage of an opportunity to celebrate the new head coach of the Texans. And in doing so, I got to give love to a good friend of mine. I don't know if you know Mary Young. She is the police chief over at Texas Southern.
I've seen her, yes. Talked to her a couple times.
She made a phone call to her connections with the Texans about them doing that celebration for the coach, and ended up opening the door for a partnership between the Houston Texans and Texas Southern University. And in this partnership, they're going to help improve facilities. They're going to fund scholarships for female student athletes, as well as provide staff management. So they'll be sharing some of their resources with their staff along with Texas Southern staff. Bruh, that ain't small.
That's outstanding. And I saw colleague A.D. Moore had a clip with Coach Smith on his Facebook page about it, some comments from Coach Smith, Lovie Smith. And it's all tied together because he's going to have part of that on the AdMax corner. So it's all tied together. It's great to see TSU being active and proactive with the Texans, because as I've learned and continue to learn, if you don't ask, you're never going to know.
Right.
So it's good for the people to make the connections and to get it going.
Yeah.
Because the possibilities are there for us to get a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
It may not be a big piece of the pie,
but it's some pie.
But it's some pie.
Right.
And that's really what we want. We just want an opportunity to succeed or fail, but given an equal chance to succeed based on our work that we put into it.
Yeah.
So it's great to see TSU do that. They also announced a new head coach. I think I mentioned it to you. I know I mentioned to AD Moore that she was the leading candidate. She coming from A&M, associate head coach. She played at Alcorn State, so they announced her as a new head coach there. So it's all coming together. And I hope some point this month, this summer, to have a video chat with her.
Yeah, looking forward to it as well.
So you know, it's all there, but I'm putting on my business hat for my shiny bald head to keep doing these things. We need money to do these things.
Yeah.
Okay. It helps. I'm not asking for the moon. I'm asking for something. I'm asking for some support to keep going because you and I got plans.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Right.
Well, you know, sometimes plans need some dollars to help those plans happen.
Absolutely.
You know, but yeah, man, it's great. I may have something lined up starting in June for my shows. Well, one show. We're going forward. 80's working on something for his show. So, and once you give me that word, tie it all together with Andy's show, and Tamer's going to work on something for Jones Media Entertainment as well. So, folks, BS3, Jones Media Entertainment, it's all coming together. We got content coming for you. Get ready.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that it's us doing it. That's why I got nothing but the utmost respect for Ben Sutter III, utmost respect for King Doc. I mean, these guys are doing it. And, man, look, when I grow up, I want to be like them. You talked about the new head coach for the ladies over at Texas Southern. It's none other than Verneet Skeet. And, okay, so you said she was the leading candidate. Tell me more about her. I mean, a lot of folks seem to think that she has championship pedigree, but as I look back through her resume, I'm not seeing that direct connection to her leading teams to championships.
She interviewed well.
Got it.
She had success as a player for sure. I think what was it, 75-1 according to the press release. She won at Alcorn, part of as a player.
Right.
So the success is there for her on the court. She's a recruiter because being on A&M staff, she does know the area, knows the state of Texas in terms of for recruiting. But from what I was told, her interview knocked out the park.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a key. And part of any coach's success, got to put a strong staff together. So that remains to be seen what she does with that. She has to have coaches who have connections to Houston, Texas, the South.
Yeah.
Because you got to get talent. And there's a lot of talent here in Houston.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent here in Texas.
Right.
And just doesn't have far to look. Success at Jackson State. You know?
I've always said if you can recruit the state of Texas, football, basketball, track, field, you name it, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah. If
you can recruit this state, you're gonna be all right.
And the success that Coach Tamika Reed is having at Jackson State should motivate and raise the bar for everybody in the SWAC.
That's true. That's true.
Because J State ain't going nowhere. As long as she's there, they'll continue to shine and get players.
Yeah.
Had a player get drafted in WNBA, third round, first pick in the third round.
Right. First time in 20 years from an HBCU. First time ever at Jackson State.
And that's a SWAC school.
Yeah.
Houston.
Hello.
You and the American. Where y'all at? The mighty Big 12.
Yeah.
Had three from one school.
Yeah.
Baylor.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right.
Where y'all at?
Man, leave Coach Huey alone.
They got one.
He minding his business. Leave Coach Huey alone.
I haven't even got started on him.
All right, listen, real quick.
I got a lot to go on him.
Johnny Jones signed an extension that's going to keep him at Texas Southern until 2026. That's a big signing, too, especially given that they won the SWAC tournament championship for the last 2 seasons in a row.
Yes. Kudos to him, and I hope to squeeze in at Coach Jones' schedule at some point to have another video chat with him as well for my YouTube channel. But his extension is well-deserved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, despite turnover, despite dealing with COVID, a lot of success that coaches have had these last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Most of them have done it in spite of COVID.
Yeah.
In spite of games being canceled and players being sick, players transferring, all those things. And coaches have still managed to get to the tournament, still managed to shine. That shows you the value of these men's and women's coaches in basketball and all the college sports, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining me on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, broadcasting live on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. You got a Roku streaming device or television, download the BS3 TV app. You're going to get some great programming like Queen 3 and Kings. There is a Kentucky Wildcat podcast that's on there. There is marriage podcasts on there. There are faith-based podcasts on there. There's a lot for you on the BS3 network, BS3 TV. Look for it on your Roku streaming device. All right, Kris, let's talk NBA play-in. Let me start with Minnesota and the who Minnesota beat up on?
Clippers.
Yeah, they sure did.
Pat Bev.
End game.
Yeah.
Why was Pat Beverly so hyped like they won Game 7 and now they're on their way to the NBA Finals?
Because they beat the Clippers, his former team. Pat he's gonna take time. He's gonna pay that fine happily because his team, his current team, beat his former team because he felt dissed that the Clippers did not give him a contract to meet his demands. So he's gonna take time to throw boulders back at them. I told y'all. So that's Pat Bev being Pat Bev.
Do I need to play the Baker Mayfield clip again about how he feels so respected? And they told me one thing and they did another, and I just feel so disrespected.
But you know it. That's how Pat is. He's been that way. He has a chip on his shoulder, big as the outdoors. He doesn't forget. Pat holds grudges. He uses any little thing, any slight that he perceives as a slight to motivate him.
Okay. That part I can get.
So that's him. And then his passion overtakes him, and then he just speaks his mind all the time.
Right. Yeah, I can get with that part about him finding motivation and definitely letting it play out on the court, because he definitely did that. And I got to be honest, man, I definitely slept on Minnesota. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot, but I forgot that they had some young guns, man. That brother Edwards is for real. That's a grown man in a younger man's body.
Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, when he's knocked down his threes, it just adds another piece to his game because he is so strong. He can get to the hole, attack with this quick first step, finish through contact. But notice, first quarter, he carried them.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell, I don't know, first quarter, the play-in environment got to him, whatever.
Yeah.
He was trying to do too much.
Right.
And then coach sat him down. Second through fourth quarter.
Came back right.
He came back right. Head was right. Him and Anthony Edwards, that's a strong backcourt, literally skill-wise. And then they did most of that damage without Cat because he was in foul trouble almost the whole game. So think about that.
Right. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. So I knew about Cat. I knew about Edwards, but the other night, man, when he decided he was going to the rim, he was going to the rim.
Yep.
You weren't going to stop him. You weren't going to block him. You weren't going to throw him off. Man, that brother, again, old folk used to say, old folk in the country say, you've been here before. That baby been here before. That young man has been here before. He got an old soul, Doc. He's somewhere listening to the Delphonics, man. He's somewhere listening to Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Not Teddy Pendergrass, but Harold Melvin.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Here's some of his post-game comments. He walks to his own band.
Yeah, he does.
he does. Because some of his stuff, and he's straightforward too. You know, he says it on his mind, but it could be a coming out party for him. We'll see, because that was the play-in.
Right.
As the NBA wants us to know, it's not the playoffs.
It's not the playoffs, and I'm with that. I'm good.
This is the play-in, so we'll see what he can do in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
Or Memphis, Minnesota. That's some young talent right there, man. And that series right there.
I called it the other day. I said, hey, man, Pat, bring that same energy. Now, I want you up on the table when y'all get beat 4 out of 7. I'm not saying you're going to get swept. I'm not saying you're going to only win one game. I'm saying you got to win 4 out of 7 now.
Right.
So you up there, like the Carolina waving it, spinning around over your head. Bro, listen, this is play in. You played in to the playoffs. You now got to deal with a legit Memphis Grizzlies squad that matches up very well with Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if Minnesota will put Pat Bev on Ja Morant.
Do it.
Because accept that challenge, Pat.
Do it.
Because then we'll see. Because
ask for it.
Yeah, he should ask for it as staff because they probably don't want to have Anthony Edwards or D'Angelo on Ja to kind of see how Ja deals with Pat's antics.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of us know.
Yeah.
Pat's going to try to get into your head with all kinds of stuff, shenanigans.
Right.
And then we'll see how it's up to Ja and the opponents to deal with it. Because if you can block that out, Pat still, he ain't the tallest dude in the world. Okay. Physically, he's got limitations.
Right.
But he tries to play those head games with you.
He did it the other night. He was pointing at his head, walking back up the court.
Yeah.
Pointing at his head. He knows what he's doing. And he gets paid to do it.
He does. And see, that's what makes him so special. That's what only certain players can do it.
Yeah.
Because you know it, I know it, opponents know it. Everybody knows it's on the scout report. Watch what he's going to do. He's going to try to get into your head over and over again. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's King Doc right there. Bet you by golly, wow, brother, don't get me going old school because I can go there. All right, listen, I got a bottom of the hour commercial I got to run real quick, just based on what we were talking about. Check this out right here. Yeah, we are on Roku Live, courtesy of BS3 TV and the BS3 Network. So I am really glad to be a part of that family. That's what we got to do, bro. We need to get ourselves some commercials and just put them bad boys. And look, and send them to our friends. Like, yo, while you doing your show, run this through real quick for me, Doc. It's 30 seconds. Run it through for me real quick. So
that was outstanding. See, BS3 progressing, moving forward. I'm telling you, the technology exists. The platform is here. We just need people to believe in us and support us with some dollars. We can do going forward with more. With more. We doing all this stuff with less.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Imagine what we could do with more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of less, the other game that was the other night was Cleveland and Brooklyn. And I gotta say, Brooklyn won the game. I gotta give credit where credit is. Brooklyn won the game. Barely.
It's who they are. They're gonna try to outscore you. Their defense is a rumor. That's what it is. Cleveland, all the injuries to key people, Jared Allen still out. Ricky Rubio being out since, tearing the ACL. They are a shell of what they used to be.
Right. With those guys, they're the number 4 seed in the East.
Yes, but they were there.
Right.
They kept making runs.
Right.
They were there.
Right.
So we'll see KD and Kyrie need help from other folks to step up, and they're going to need help to get it done 4 times.
4 times.
4 times.
That's what I'm talking about. And Boston is now saying that their big man might be ready to go in this series.
If Robert Williams, the sooner he can come back in this series, the sooner it ends.
And that's what I was going to say. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving played lights out. Kyrie Irving was 12 for 15, and the only 3 shots he missed were on threes. So Kevin Durant scored his butt off and played defense like crazy. If you got to have that kind of performance out of both of those guys to barely beat an undermanned Cleveland Cavalier team, you think I'm just going to believe you're going to beat Boston not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times out of 7. I don't know. And I know a bunch of Brooklyn Net fans all of a sudden, listen, they didn't even know that the Nets were in Brooklyn, most of them. They still called them the New Jersey Nets. But now all of a sudden, they swear Brooklyn's going to win it all next year.
Yeah. As long as Ben Simmons is not playing, that's a big hole in your rotation, your skill set, your depth, all those things. They're not the same team. They're not as good. They need help. Joe Harris is out. KD, Kyrie cannot carry the whole team. 4 times. 4 times the first round, the second round, the third round, and then the finals.
You got to win 16 of them, bro.
Don't see it. I don't see it happening. I'm sorry. I don't see it happening.
Moses Malone said 4-4 the 4-4.
Yep. Don't see it happening.
Listen, funny you should say Ben Simmons, because I was watching one of the other national shows and they start talking about Ben Simmons possibly being ready in this season, in this series. Wait a minute. The dude has not played since the final game of their series last season. And you mean to tell me he's going to pop in to a series against Boston? Has not played since then. And watch this. He's not even playing 5-on-5 right now. Right. And he's going to be able to get chemistry with guys he ain't never played with.
And have a positive impact. He may, and first he got to get on the court. I got to see that first.
Right.
Then we got to see what he may have 2 minutes of the great Ben Simmons. Okay. The next 8 minutes, whoo, man, I ain't played in a year and a half.
Right.
Woo,
right.
Man.
There's a difference between being in shape and being in game shape.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, NBA game shape.
That's different because,
that's different.
I might be able to give you 2 minutes right now at age 50. But the other, Kris, you got to come out. Yeah, I'm asking out, coach. You can take me out of the game right now.
Kris,
and he hasn't played with KD. He hasn't played with Kyrie.
Yep.
This old other different teammates. It's different system, those things.
All of that. I got to give credit to Jay Will and the other folks on the show. They said, now, watch this. If it's a must-win game and you got to put somebody out there defensively on Jay Tatum, then, maybe. But you're not expecting a whole lot from him offensively. You're just trying to put a bigger body on a guy who, by the way, the last time they played Brooklyn, he went off of 50+.
Right.
So, if that's what you're trying to do, then there's a shot that he can provide some positive to the team. But if you're expecting him to come out and be Ben Simmons before the meltdown in Philly, you're asking a whole lot.
Agreed. And asking him to defend at a high level.
Right.
We don't know how his back's going to hold up.
Correct.
We don't know how he's going to hold up physically.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben, go defend Tatum for this one possession. That might work. He might shine through it that one time.
Right.
Ben.
Right.
I need to defend Tatum for the whole fourth quarter. Say what?
It's a lot.
And do it well.
Right. At a high level.
Man, I haven't played ball in a year.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Sometimes media, colleagues, talking heads.
Yeah. Us.
I mean, did they give thought to what they're saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, now watch this. I don't know if that was the media saying it or if they were reporting what they had been told, and that could be smokescreen, because we know there are times when the general managers and the coaches will throw stuff out there to throw us off the trail, get us talking about other stuff than what they don't want us talking about.
That's fair, but you got to see through that too.
Right, that's true.
See through the smoke.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to see Ben on the floor before I'm going to say anything else.
Right.
Because I don't know how he's going to look, if he's going to be healthy or not. And until then, how can you pick the Nets without him being healthy? You have no idea what he's going to do.
People picking with this right here. They're picking with that right there. And that'll lead you wrong in a lot of different places. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment. And we are streaming on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. All right, real quick. Man, Atlanta, for real? Or is Charlotte not for real?
Charlotte, I talk about Brooklyn's defense being a rumor. Charlotte, I'm not sure if they even put forth any effort defensively. That was like an all-star game for them. That was like pickup ball. I mean, what were y'all trying to do? The pick and roll defense with Trae Young, you need to make a choice. This is what we're going to do.
Right.
Okay. To make him uncomfortable. They didn't do none of that.
None of that.
And he struggled to
Right.
make his shot the first part of the game.
Exactly.
And they still scored 132.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
And
that's why you gone.
They shot 52% from three and 50% from 52% from the field, 50% from three, and 72% from the line. That's 132 points right there.
Yeah.
You're going to get that up. You're going to lose by a lot right there.
And we'll see if Charlotte players today or whenever they have their exit meetings, after the game last night, look, we got to play defense. This ain't going to work. I mean, playing fast pace, you got to get stops.
Yeah.
In the play-in and in the playoffs, you got to get stops.
Yeah.
You got to put forth effort. You got to make your opponents uncomfortable. Just trying to outscore folks, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And players need to, the coaches can tell them till they're blue in the face.
Yeah.
But players got to realize it and be smacked upside the head. Oh, this is what coach is talking about. This is why I need to play hard on defense, come around that screen, slide through that screen, cut off those angles. Oh, this is what he means. Oh,
yeah. I hate to say it because whenever I tell people I'm a fan of this young man, they're like, oh my God. I mean, he hadn't been anything since he was in Utah. They missed Gordon Hayward last night.
Yeah, they did. Mrs. Versatility, of course, a healthy Gordon Hayward.
Right.
But his versatility and a healthy Gordon Hayward puts forth effort on defense too.
Does. That's what I was going to, not just his scoring, not just his mismatch and size, stuff he can do against smaller players, but he also has a commitment to defense. And I'm sure he brought that with him from Utah because, he didn't play a whole lot of defense in Boston.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right. So, Kris, tomorrow night, Hawks at Cavaliers. After you saw the Hawks do what they did and you saw the Cavaliers almost beat Brooklyn, what you got tomorrow night?
I sure would like to hear from brother Willie Gibson. Chime in, call, comment right now. I am going to pick the Cavs. I'm not confident in that pick just yet, but I'm going to pick them because the game will be at home, be in Cleveland. I think the fans will give the players some motivation.
Yeah.
And one thing I think we'll know more, there's a chance Jared Allen plays tomorrow. And if he does, that'll make the defense so much better.
Absolutely.
And even without him, the Cavs defense they try on defense, unlike what the Hawks went through like a knife through butter against Charlotte. So that's going to be different for them to see. Charlotte sometimes are like, y'all want to go ahead and score? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland's JB Bickerstaff be like, oh, no. Y'all going to have to work. you're gonna have to work to get these points.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. So because of all that, I'm going to pick Cleveland.
All right. You go Cleveland. I'm going Atlanta. Willie, I still love you. All right. Man, I thought the Spurs were going to pull it out when they got within 6 late. And then I was impressed that young New Orleans Pelicans team fought them off and expanded that lead back to 10. And they ended up getting the win, 113 to 103. Now they've got to go and travel to the Clippers. What do you got in that one?
I'm going with the home team again, but the Pelicans, they got a lot of young pieces.
Yeah, man.
CJ McCollum is fitting in
He done
seamlessly.
found home.
Yep. Brandon Ingram didn't shoot well a lot last night, but he came through down the stretch.
Yeah, he did.
Herb Jones. They can put Herb Jones on whoever gets hot for the Clippers.
Yeah.
And his long arms, defensive skill set is going to give folks problems for his entire NBA career.
Mm-hmm.
But saying all that, I'm picking the Clippers because of the veterans and the experience they have in clutch situations. They're going to find a way to win.
I'm going to go against you again. I'm going with the young guys. They play with house money.
True.
They got nothing to lose. If they don't do anything else, it's already been a successful season. First-year head coach without Zion Williamson for them to get where they were. And like you said, they got guys like Herb Jones. They got guys like, other than – and let me tell you, man, the big man that they got from Minnesota in that deal, brother, love him. Absolutely love the way he plays in that middle.
They have, and you said it, they did all this without Zion.
Yeah.
So if he come back and give them something positive next season, that's another piece, another problem for opponents to deal with.
Right.
Because they got CJ in the backcourt, Herb playing defense, BI giving people fits at the 3 spot, really. Put Zion at the 4, big fella at the 5, who just old school. I'm going to back you down, scoring in the low post, get double-digit rebounds. That's what makes it a solid team right there.
Yeah, yeah.
The pieces are there.
Yeah.
If Zion can give them something.
Yeah.
And, next season is going to be a tale for him because they've proven that they can have success without him.
Right, right.
And next year they'll have a whole season with CJ McCollum.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So they may not need Zion.
Yeah.
And if he can't stay healthy, all right, man, we're just going to part ways with you and wish you well, wish you good health. We got our own things to get done.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me tell you something, man. Valanciunas in the middle, brother. You can't teach size. You cannot teach size. And
what brings us back to the Rockets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's
going to happen? Talk to me.
Jaden Ivey, 6'4" guard from Purdue. And I don't want to give away all my shine with you. Come on. Rockets. It would be so Rockets to pick a 6'4" guard with the first pick in the draft.
Right. To go with all the other guards that
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
They got Jalen Green, I think, is a budding superstar.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Porter Jr. is finally seeming to get it.
Yes, sir.
Josh Christopher, that's your 3-guard rotation right there.
Right. So
why do I need to get another guard? Okay, and I've been talking about Daisha Nix,
right,
who they believe is going to be a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Jayshawn Tate is 6'4", but they play him at the power forward spot,
right,
which is a problem right there because you need to stop with this short ball stuff and get some tall, skilled big men.
Yeah. So you just reiterated what I said. They need help at the 4. They need help at the 4, and that person needs to have size, skill, and ability.
Yes. Jayshawn Tate is a great role player. Okay? That's what he is, a great role player. He's 6'4".
Yeah.
He's 6'4". He's not going to be 6'9" tomorrow. He won't be 6'10" the next day after that.
Right.
He's 6'4".
Yeah.
Okay, when you have undersized small forward, 6'6", 6'5", and under, and you got 6'4" power forward, what do you think other teams who have skilled big men are going to do?
Right.
They're going to kill you on the boards. They're going to just dominate you on the boards.
Yeah.
And then come playoff time, because the Rockets at some point in the future will get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you going to do when those threes aren't falling? And you need to get the ball inside. You can get it to 6'4" Jayshawn Tate, please. And say, Jayshawn, yeah, go ahead and score against 7-foot Cat, 7-foot Valanciunas, 7-foot Steven Adams, 7-foot. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Rockets. Y'all cannot just continue to be married to this philosophy.
Right.
Daryl Morey's gone. Rafael Stone. Come on, man. Get some tall, skilled people. And it seems like Christian Wood may not be in the long-term plans. He's a skilled big man with a whole lot of holes on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure he can stop you or me right now. I'm not sure he would want to, because sometimes his defensive effort is just lacking completely. But y'all don't want to play. Y'all don't want tall, skilled players?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm old school. So my philosophy, I'm firm in that. In the Rockets philosophy, so far, is we're going to beat you with 6'5" guys all day long. Okay.
Can't do it. Can't live like that. So who's the number one big, 4 or 5 coming out in the draft? Do you know?
Well, see, that's the irony of, I mean, today's mock draft that I saw with Jaden Ivey at 1 threw me for a loop.
Right.
Because Jabari Smith from Auburn, 6'10".
Yeah.
Paulo Banchero, 6'10" from Duke.
Yeah.
Chandler Holmgren, 7'1" from Gonzaga.
Yeah.
All three of them are taller than 6'4" Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
Rockets don't need another 6'4" dude.
Right. Right. Hey, real quick, were you surprised that Baycott's going back to North Carolina?
No, because he's not high up in my drafts.
Gotcha.
I think he's second round at most, and even Kentucky big man Oscar Tshiebwe, the player of the year, and almost everybody's votes, second round pick. And he could, he hasn't decided yet, but he could probably make more money through NIL at Kentucky next season than he could as going in the second round. He's not going to be a first round pick. So yeah.
Don't let Dabo Swinney or Nick Saban hear you say that. They crying, bro. They crying. All right, listen, we got to get ready to wrap it up. But before we do, let's go ahead and hit these rapid fire. Saturday, Jazz at Mavericks, game 1. Who you got?
Depends on Luka. Luka don't play Jazz.
Yeah, I'm worried about that calf strain, even if he does play, because, I mean, Luka depends on his legs quite a bit. So that's going to be interesting as well. Raptors, 76ers, who you got?
The Morris.
Nuggets, Warriors, who you got?
Warriors.
Let me tell you, these are just game 1s I'm asking you about. I've got the Raptors possibly upsetting the 76ers, and I've got the Nuggets upsetting the Warriors 4 out of 7.
To win the series?
In the series.
I won't go that far. I can see them winning game 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pick the Warriors to win the series.
Write that down. Get back to me when it comes true. If it don't bother me. Don't bother me. Right. Timberwolves and Grizzlies, game 1. Who you got Saturday?
Ooh, that's going to be a lot of fun, man. That's going to be a lot of, oh my goodness, Memphis.
All right, these we know. Bulls and Bucks, who you got?
Bucks.
Nets and Celtics, who you got?
Celtics.
All right, I'm just checking.
Are we doing, was that for game 1 or was that for the whole series?
Game 1.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kris Gardner, Mr. Houston, Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. Give us your final remarks, what you got coming up, what you're working on.
Thank you very much, as always, brother, for having me on the lunch break. As I stated earlier, I should have my interview with Coach Lindsey Edmonds, White Sox head coach, posted later on today, probably within an hour or so. I'll see you, Mike Riggins. Disagree with you on that one. Brooklyn, I just don't see it. But anyway, Houston Roundball Review, been around since 1994, covering men's and women's basketball. I have another interview scheduled for Houston Baptist women's coach on Monday. I got some draft interviews lining up. Hopefully, I got one, I think, on the 26th with an NBA draft. I'm not gonna get too much in that, but it's a big one. I'll pull that one off. It's a big one.
Okay.
So, and last thing, Charles Carlton, UH big man, Fabian White, UH big man, are both playing tonight in the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament. That's a chance for the top 64 seniors to play, show their skills in front of NBA teams represented as well as overseas reps. I did a little YouTube short on that. Go to my channel, YouTube, Houston Roundball Review on YouTube for that. All these mock drafts I've seen so far, Marcus Sasser, I have not seen your name on any of them, let alone you being a first-round pick. Take the hint, young man. I'm Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Peace.
Kris, you rough, bro. You hard on him, man. Don't ever let me get on your bad side, because somewhere you'll be, AJ Jones, apologize.
Just keep it real, man. I'm 50 now, man. I'm at the point now, whatever.
I'm going to tell you like my oldest son tells me, you ain't old enough for that. I want to be able to say whatever comes to my mind without having to filter you, like you ain't old enough for that yet.
Well, I'm starting at 50 right now, so I'm going forward with it, so whatever.
I told him I got to practice it, so when I get old enough, I'll know what I'm doing.
Oh, of course, and last thing. Tonight, 8:30 Central Time, let's talk Houston Rockets on my YouTube channel. For at least 30 minutes, you got to talk about this Jaden Ivey to the Rockets #1, man.
Bruh. Again, I love Jaden Ivey, love his family story, backstory, but bruh, the Rockets are good right there. They're good. Let that marinate. Let's look at the 4 some. Let's maybe another 5, something like that. But they good at that 1-2. They good at that 1-2.
Agree, brother. Thank you as always, man.
All right, take care. Kris Gardner, appreciate you.
Love you.
Love you too. All right, y'all, we got to get ready to go. Throwback Thursday, good show, man. Looking forward to some of this play-in action that will be going on tomorrow night. Again, those games are going to decide the number 8 seed in the East and the West. The early game, Hawks at Cavaliers, that'll be at 6:30 on the mothership, followed by Pelicans at Clippers. That one will be on TNT, 9 Central. All right, we'll see. We'll see. All right, y'all, as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And don't leave your house without telling the people in it that you love them. And don't come home without telling them that you love them. Because you know what? A lot can happen between when you leave and when you come home, if you come home. All right, y'all, let me get Sybil Wilkes what you need to know, and we'll wrap up with that great lineup on BS3. Y'all take care. Meet me here tomorrow, 12 o'clock, for Freestyle Friday. Good Freestyle Friday. Y'all take care.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, April 14th, 2022. Number 1, the National Urban League released its annual report on the state of Black America Tuesday. This year's Equality Index shows Black people still only get 73.9% of the American pie that white people enjoy. While Black people have made economic and health gains, they've slipped farther behind whites in education, social justice, and civic engagement since the index was launched in 2005. National Urban League President Mark Morial chose to release the report in Atlanta, where a concentration of historically Black colleges have long represented high achievement among African Americans. Number 2, Kelly Valade is resigning from her position as CEO of Red Lobster after just 8 months on the job. A surprise that analysts are considering a very, very bad sign for the company. She described the move as an incredibly difficult but necessary decision. Valade will fully transition out April 15th. Prior to joining Red Lobster, she was president and CEO of Black Box Intelligence. Number 3, the Biden administration announced Wednesday that it is extending the nationwide mask requirement for public transit for 15 days as it monitors an uptick in COVID-19 cases. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said it is extending the order, which was set to expire April 18th, until May 3rd, to allow more time to study the BA2 Omicron subvariant. The mask mandate is the most visible vestige of government restrictions to control the pandemic and possibly the most controversial. A surge of abusive and sometimes violent incidents on airplanes has been attributed mostly to disputes over mask wearing. Number 4, A disturbing video has gone viral on social media, and it has many questioning the validity of recent discrimination laws. In the video, a young Black student athlete surrounded by her teammates and coaches as they frantically remove beads from her hair. The caption reads, "A Black girl in a powerlifting competition was told by one of the judges she could not continue to compete with beads in her hair." The CROWN Act, which stands for Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair, was created to prohibit discrimination based on hairstyle and hair texture. It was signed July 3rd, 2019 in California. Number 5, according to a new federal health report, the maternal death rate among Black women is still 3 times the rate for white women. April 11th through the 17th is Black Maternal Health Week, a time to raise awareness and inspire activism around issues related to continue to die at disproportionate rates during childbirth. These issues are all the more critical to address. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. That was inspired by our friend, Elena Bachman. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central for another episode of Check In and Check Up for Your Health. Today we talk about Black maternal health, featuring Dr. Rachel Bond, survivor Keisha Stewart, and our friend comedian Kim Whitley. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.